December 7th, 1941, became a date that has truly lived in infamy. A Japanese strike force that included 6 aircraft carriers launched about 360 planes that carried out a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, pushing the United States into World War II. Japanese planes destroyed more than 150 U.S. aircraft and sank or damaged more than 20 American ships. About 2,400 Americans were killed, and roughly half of those who died served aboard one vessel, the battleship USS Arizona. Lou Conter, the last living survivor from the USS Arizona, passed away in California in April 2024 at the age of 102. He had been just 20 years old on the day of the attack. During the chaos, he helped pull fellow sailors from the burning ship. After Pearl Harbor, he served as a Navy pilot, flying patrol missions in PBY Catalinas for the rest of the war, and he was shot down twice, but survived. He remained in the Navy after the war, and retired in 1967 as a lieutenant commander. There is a powerful memorial at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii dedicated to the USS Arizona, built directly over the remains of the sunken battleship. From above, you can even see the outline of the ship in the water. Many people outside of Arizona, however, do not realize how strongly the state identifies with its namesake ship, with numerous artifacts and memorials placed throughout the Grand Canyon state. One of the USS Arizona's bells, for example, was installed at the University of Arizona in Tucson, in the tower of the Student Union building. Near Scottsdale, visitors can find the USS Arizona Memorial Gardens, featuring a moving tribute that includes the ship's original boathouse structure. In Phoenix, at the Arizona State Capitol Museum, there is a preserved section of the USS Arizona's hull and an exhibit that includes the captain's silver service set. In Wesley Bullen Plaza, in front of the Capitol, people can see an anchor and a mast from the USS Arizona, as well as 2 of the battleship's guns. The tragedy of December 7th will never be forgotten. And in Arizona, that memory runs especially deep. There are other events that happened today in history. In 1787, Delaware becomes the first U.S. state when it ratifies the U.S. Constitution. In 1805, Lewis and Clark begin building their winter quarters at Fort Clatsop in Oregon. In 1982, Texan Charles Brooks Jr. becomes the first to be executed by lethal injection. In 1987, Gorbachev arrives in the U.S. for a summit with Reagan that results in the INF Treaty. In 2001, the star-studded Ocean's 11, a remake of a 1960 Rat Pack film, opens in theaters. In 2021, a few dozen survivors gather in Hawaii for the 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. In 2023, a woman tries to burn down the childhood home of MLK but is stopped by tourists. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. What book was Mark David Chapman carrying when he murdered John Lennon? The Catcher in the Rye? Brave New World? Fahrenheit 451? Or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Liked learning about the attack on Pearl Harbor? Then you'll enjoy this one about the Nuremberg trials at the end of World War II. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.